Welcome back to Panic Butter. Glad you can make it. Today, we got some good for you. Some creepy, some strange. You know the ones. The ones you're here to watch. Those are the ones. We're going to get into it. We're going to look at it and see, where are we today? What are you doing? Are you ready? Here we go.
What are you guys doing? What was that?
I don't know.
How did you quiet? You didn't see them.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
What the fuck? Oh, come on! Come on, guys!
Oh yeah, I'm out of there.
Come on, open the door.
Get out! What do you think of that? If that happened to you, what would you do? How fast would it take you to get out of there? What do you think? Let me know. Glad you made it. Let's see what we're going to do next. It's going to be pretty interesting. We'll see. Here we go.
In the summer of 1977, Peggy Hodgson heard loud noises coming from her daughter's room upstairs at their house at 284 Green Street in Enfield, North London. Hodgson went upstairs to investigate and to tell the girls, Margaret 12 and Janet 11, to quiet down and go to bed, only to find them cowering in fear. The girls breathlessly told their mother that some unseen force was dragging a chest of drawers across the room, pushing it toward their bedroom door as if it wanted to trap them in the room. At first, Peggy dismissed the girls' story as nonsense. But then she witnessed the chest of drawers slide across the floor all on its own. To make matters even stranger, Peggy couldn't move the chest of drawers herself, no matter how hard she tried. That was terrifying enough. But then the family, Peggy, her daughters, and her two younger sons, started hearing knocking noises throughout the entire house. They quickly fled and reported these chilling incidents to their neighbor, and soon even enlisted the help of the police. For 18 months afterward, the hauntings continued at 284 Green Street. In the end, more than 24 people, from police officers to lawyers to paranormal investigators, claimed to have witnessed bizarre events unfold inside the house. These included furniture flipping over, cups suddenly filling with water, random fires, levitations, and more. Whatever was haunting the Hodgson family seemed to especially target 11-year-old Janet, who began to speak with a deep, gravelly voice, even when investigators taped her mouth shut.
I went blind. Then I had an hemorrhage, and I fell asleep, and I died in a chair in the corner downstairs.
Whoa. What do you think about that? What if you heard that? Yeah, made you think. Don't watch that before you go to sleep. Don't think about that before bed. Don't want that in your mind. Pretty crazy. Just like this next one. This is something interesting. Again, here we go.
This castle was built covering a portal to hell. And according to legend, the castle was built to prevent demons from escaping from the portal into the real world. This is Hka Castle in the Czech Republic, and the stories of this place are horrifying. So from the very beginning, this castle was built different. It has no external fortifications, which meant that it was never meant to defend anybody trying to get in from the outside. However, it was meant to keep things inside. There's also no kitchen in the castle. It's far from any trade routes, and at the time of its completion, nobody moved in. It's also built far into the mountains in the swamps away from civilization, and it's very hard to get to. But why? Well, let's dig in. This is apparently the portal to hell in the castle. This hole apparently is so deep that nobody has seen the bottom of it. And the people who built the castle specifically built the chapel on top of this portal because they believe this is where demons were crawling out from the netherworld into our world from. According to the legends, when people first came across this hole in the ground, they discovered that animal-human hybrids were crawling out from it. And there were dark-winged, otherworldly creatures flying around in the vicinity, aka demons. So apparently that's why this castle was built. It really has no purpose other than to cover this hole. I mean, when you look at it, they wanted to cover this hole, cover it with the chapel, seal it with the power of God, and prevent demons from coming out into our world. These are actual shots from the inside of the castle. Let me tell you, it's definitely creepy. According to local legend, when the construction of the castle began, local prisoners were given a pardon if they agreed to be lowered down into that hole and report back on what they saw. When he was lowered down into the hole, he began to scream viciously, and when they pulled him back up, his hair had changed colors. It was now gray and white, and he had aged about 30 years in just a few seconds. According to a local tourism website, this place is haunted by a number of ghosts, including a headless horse, an old woman, a bullfrog-type creature, and a bunch of demons. And something I forgot to mention at the beginning is that the defense systems are also apparently built inward, so they were trying to protect whatever was inside of the building from getting out. Another interesting part of history is that during World War II, if you know anything about World War II history, there was a German division that was dedicated to studying the occult. And apparently they took over the castle, set up shop there, and began to study something, but no one to this day knows exactly what they were studying. Some people think that the Germans were trying to use the powers of hell to their benefit. But let me know below, would you be lowered down into this pit? Let's say for $1 million, would you let someone lower you down there towards the depths of hell? I'm kind of curious to find out.
Yeah, I'll have to take a pass on that. What about you? You ready to get down there? If you say yes, you know, you gotta pay the government too. Make it worth their while. They might want more, so you might have to do it again. You never know. What would you do? Let's find out. Where are we at next?
The sun is getting closer, time is moving faster, and the gods is now returning back to this planet. The reason why this world is falling apart is because the rightful people is not controlling things no more. When I tell people we have superpowers, they say, but I can't fly, I can't disappear. Your superpowers is inside of your imagination. Once you activate your pineal gland, your heart will be able to see what's real and what's fake. Did you know your pineal gland is actually the eye of your heart? Why do you think all these people that control the Matrix are scared to death right now? They're building bunkers, they're trying to go to Mars, they're trying to go to the moon, they're trying to escape their karma because they know that God is now here. The people that control this world, they are afraid of the solar storms and the solar eclipse. So they want you to be afraid of the solar storms and the solar eclipse. No, we about to get activated. We are the universe. Whatever is hidden in the dark must come to the light, and everything's about to be exposed in 2024. In 2028, this Matrix will be gone forever. Once we leave the Matrix and come back out in nature, all the spirit guides will start to talk to us and they will lead us in the right direction. But you have to get rid of your ego. You don't want to kill your ego, you want to get rid of it. Because if you try to kill your ego, it's going to fight back. Never forget we have billions of cells inside of our body to keep us alive. Did you know that we are the cells on this planet to keep this planet alive? We are just cells. Are you going to be a cancer cell or are you going to be a white blood cell? It's your choice. Everything in this reality is about making choices. Do you see the 6 or do you see the 9? Do you know how important these numbers really are? The reason they say we live on a world is not really a world, it's actually a whirl, the whirlpool. This is the number 6 spiraling down. When you look at the golden ratio, it's the 9 spiraling up. We are all supposed to be spiraling up to higher dimensions, not spiraling down. What the Anunnaki did when they came here, they changed our language or they changed the patterns to nature. Nature always talked to us through the same symbol. This logo or the symbol is everywhere. It's the golden ratio, the heart language. They even put the spiral in our head because the head is our crown chakra. We have to take the crown and put it back on our heart so we can escape this matrix. We are in a universal war, and the guys is now returning. Look in the mirror. We are those guys.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Only some people get it though. Others, it's going to take them a few times around the block in order to understand. But I think sometimes the bunkers that are going on right now might be to hide from what's actually coming from above. Look around the world. Look in Chile. Look in Maui. Look at a few years back. Oakland, Reading. You see the same thing. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry, but what did scientists just create? And how is no one talking about this? Trust me, favorite this video because this is the craziest news of the century. Scientists in Beijing just cloned and brought back dragons. But you might be wondering what I mean by brought back. Well, as it turns out, in early to mid last year, in the mountains of Taimoshan, actual dragon remains were found. Personally, I've waited a long time for this. I am a Targaryen! Using the method of carbon dating, they were approximated to be 15,000 years old. Even the scales were still visible. Now, they quickly acquired the DNA from the dragon remains and proceeded to combine it with the DNA and RNA of lizards that are alive today, such as with the Komodo dragon, with the iguana, and with the bearded dragon. Finally created an actual species of dragon. Now, this was all leaked online by one of the researchers, coming out with emails between the researchers and the government, as well as picture proof. However, this is the part you're gonna go, what? In one of the emails, it was pointed out that one of the dragons that had been combined with a Komodo dragon had developed toxic venom. A venom which we have no cure for because, you know, we created the dragon! This is literally one of the most insane things I've ever spoken about on this channel. So send this to literally anyone you know to completely waste their time. Because I'm pretty sure all of these images are AI generated to fool us into thinking dragons existed. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty funny, huh? Boy, if that was real, you know. That would be something. Is it? Could it be? You know, there's a lot out there that you guess about. Then you get the information and you find out it wasn't a conspiracy after all. You know, mermaids, Bigfoot, UFOs, all that stuff. Where are we at next? Let's go.
Title of your book, Behold a Pale Horse. What significance does that have? What are you saying with this title?
This title is from the book of Revelations, because I have to tell you this, and you may think I'm nuts if you want to, but this is the truth. Either these men are following the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation is in the Bible. Mm-hmm. They're either following it, just like a plan, and bringing the prophecies in there to pass to manipulate and control those who believe in those prophecies and neutralize them, so to speak. In other words, if this is written in the Bible and God has ordained it, who am I to resist? It must come to pass, so I'm not going to try to stop it. What a perfect way to neutralize the opposition right off the bat. Or there really is a God, and what he said was going to come to pass is coming to pass. AIDS is an invention of man, and it's not a natural disease, and it has been implemented and placed into the population as a population control. And when they did it, they had the cure before they did it. Mm-hmm. And when they deem that enough people have died or been killed, they will say, we have a cure for AIDS. And everybody will be called to report to some place to get an inoculation, which is going to do two things. One, it's going to stop AIDS in its tracks. And number two, it's going to implant a device which will be able to be used to track each individual person and maybe even to control those people.
Ooh, didn't want to hear that.
And that's what the pet implant program is all about. It's not about finding lost pets. They don't give a damn about pets, and they would never put a satellite in orbit to find a lost pet, but yet there's a satellite up there that they're using to find pets that have been implanted with these devices. They're testing this program on pets that's going to be used in human beings.
Never thought about that, did you?
And in the Los Angeles Times in 1989, they ran an article. It was 10 forecasts for the coming decade, was the title of the article. I have a copy of it in my research center. And number 5, I believe it was number 5, in those 10 forecasts for the coming decade was chemical or electronic implants to control individual behavior on a 24-hour basis, unquote. So it's not hidden at all. It's there for anybody who wants to look.
Wow, what do you think about that? I never thought about that. The chip program being something else. Does make sense though, huh? Because look at what was mandated in the last few years. You know, it was said at that time that that chip was going to go in the jab. But did it? It's coming. It's coming soon. But for now, let's see what's up next.
Just throw them away.
Okay, what are the physical characteristics of the Alpha Draconians? What do they look like?
I don't have that. Maybe it's in the car. They're ugly. I mean, they think we're ugly, too. You know, and I guess it's all a matter of perspective and belief system. In my belief system, and I'm only taking responsibility for me, they're ugly. They're anywhere from 7 to 22 feet tall. They can weigh up to 1,800 pounds. They're reptilian. The longer, the ones that have stubby tails, if you see one that has no tail, he's of the warrior class, or the worker class. The longer the tail, the higher their rank. When you see one with long tails, with winged appendages, he's considered royalty. Whenever you see one, you ought to just run like hell. You shouldn't approach it. You shouldn't provoke it. Just get the hell out of its way. Just get out of its way. Just run. You know, there is a way to kill them. If you can't cut off their head, they have two hearts. There's one here, underneath this armpit, and one here. Or, if you can't get to that area and you need to slow it down, you need to hit it right above its groin area. It has a very large liver. You need to wound it there to slow it down. It is not something where man-to-man combat you're going to be able to deal with, because they apparently have the strength of 12, 15 men. They're incredibly quick. They're incredibly psychic. They know what you're going to do before you do it. And you know, if they get here en masse, we got real problems. Real problems.
What do the Andromedans advise human beings to do if they encounter an Alpha Draconian?
To leave. You leave its space. Get away. To get away.
What if they can't?
Then they can't.
And if they can't?
Death.
They'll usually be killed.
And what do they have the Andromedans spoken in any detail about what a human being should do if they are in that position? For karmic purposes? For
look, that's not karmic at all.
Or
a lot of these, all this metaphysical stuff. You know, when you chose to be here, a lot of, in some situations that's true. When you're creating your reality and in your space, but when you're being invaded, that's not karma. That's a violation of free will. You know.
If your free will is being violated, Alex, what should you do?
You should ask for help.
Okay.
Ask for help. Put a call up to God. Put a call up to heaven. Put a call to the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, whomever. Just put a call up and deal with it. You know, I don't know. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. They don't like us. We're considered a food source for them. For them. You know, we're a food source for the Greys, but in an entirely different way.
Have they taught us to be carnivorous through the belief systems? Have they taught us to eat meat and eat flesh?
Well, it lowers the body's vibration. It lowers the body's vibration.
So,
if our body vibrated at a higher length, we would spiritually be evolving regardless of what our religions were teaching us. And they can't have that. They can't have us being free.
So
they can't have us not being in control, because then we're responsible for ourselves.
So as we move away from eating meat and more towards vegetarianism, we begin to raise our vibrational level and break this cycle.
It helps. Not everybody has to stop eating meat. It's not an absolute requirement. It certainly helps. But some people's belief systems will be that they just need a piece of meat. And for whatever their reasons are, that's fine. If you want to eat meat, that's fine. But you know what? Feed your mind. Feed your mind with spirit, with questions about existence, about what it is we're doing here, why we're here, what the hell is really going on, why is it that I have all these material things and I'm still miserable.
There it is, all the questions All the questions nobody has answers for. Everybody keeps asking them. I ask them, you ask them, everybody else asks them. We just watch and listen. You know, nobody believes it. They say you have to do it. Everybody goes, yeah, whatever. And they don't do anything. Until it's too late. It's not too late to watch the next one, though.
My grandma was from Ireland, and this is the box she left me. Stuff you get left by your grandma. I'm not sure where that came from. A mummified leprechaun. Never seen anything like this before in my life. This is a mummified leprechaun. And it looks absolutely awesome. And it said it could be human skin suit. Which is a wow. I'll put it down there. Then I'm gonna get this one, which is a banshee. Which looks pretty awesome. Now these are well over 100 years old. So, who the hell leaves you these? Just bottle of coins, silver coins, never opened. So, everybody can tell me about them. Load of bottles.
Huh, interesting.
My nana was into witchcraft, so if anybody knows what these mean or what it's about, please let us know. And there was this other stuff. Well, just crazy.
Yeah, what do you think about that? What if you had a box like that left with you? That's a lot of old stuff there. Is it real or not? Coins sounded real. If it is real and they're old, you know, it might change his life. But it might change it in a different way too. You never know. What do you think? Let's move on. Where are we at next?
Let's talk about the Denver airport.
Here we go.
They know they wrong for this. This blue horse, underground tunnels, even from above it looks weird. There are all kinds of conspiracies that we've all heard about, including the underground sites that lead to other parts of the world. We're talking 25 miles deep. The post-apocalyptic looking, I mean, look at that swastika looking thing from above. Lucifer, that's the name of the horse. Lucifer? And you want to put this Illuminati symbol here back in 1994 with this gargoyle looking statue? I mean, look at these beautiful murals. And then you want to joke and say, hey, we're just building a better life for these lizard people. I mean, come on, guys. But you be the judge.
That airport, that's a deep subject. What do you think? There's a lot there. Oh yeah, a lot of conspiracy. But is it real? Is it true? You know, it's always great. It's always fun to watch. What do you think? If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join us. We'd love to have you here all the time. See where we're at for the final. Here we go.
This is epic. It's wrong, but it's... Oh, shit.
Yeah. Ouch. Got caught. Thanks for joining us at Panic Butter. This is Tony. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Hit that subscribe button and join me. Below.